Welcome in. All right, so let's take a look and see how we can drop the lowest mark in Brightspace D2L. Now, this can be done for all managing tools in terms of grades, but for teachers, if you're running into Brightspace, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. But if you are dropping just one of your lowest ones, it's actually not that difficult, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. If you are interested in dropping more than just one, so if you're dropping two or more, then I'll put up a link up above there. And in the future, at some point, I'm going to do a video on that, and I'll link it to this video in case you want to be able to see that. This video just talks about dropping the lowest mark and how to do that. I think it's still worth watching because it'll give you an idea of how to think about this. So if you have one student, and I'm going to just take one student because it will make the example simpler, and of course because we're going to be implementing a formula, it will do the same thing for all other students. So let's imagine that we have some evaluation and students are doing multiple evaluations. In this case, I said 4. It can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 7. It doesn't matter as long as you're dropping just one. So you would implement it in the same way. So our ultimate goal is to find out, okay, what are the best 3 out of the 4 given these numbers? And then let's say we want to be able to have some particular mark, okay, associated that we will give for the overall mark on these assignments. It could be called quizzes, tests, whatever. So now, if you do this for one student, it's not that difficult, especially if you know what the percentage mark is, because then by percents, you can compare them very easily. Our eyes are going to be able to catch this. If you're looking at it from the points of view, 9 out of 10, 16.5 out of 20, 25 out of 30, 12 out of 15, that may not always be the easiest thing to do, even if it is for one student. Okay, so you typically may want to be able to see this as a percent, and Brightspace actually provides you typically the mark, okay, and then it provides you a percentage that you can add on to there. Now, so for this, so this is 90%, and this one is 82.5%. You can do this with a calculator. This is 83.3333, etc. percent. I'll just keep it to one decimal for the moment, and then this is 80%. So as you can see here, very quickly, I can spot this 80% is my lowest mark. And therefore this one would be dropped, and I'm only gonna take the upper 3 in order to see this, right? So I'm only going to use these. And if I was doing this manually, then what I would do, so this is a little bit of math, okay? So what we have is, okay, I would get 90% plus 82.5% plus 83.3%. And because I'm only counting 3 of these, I would divide by 3, and then I would get, okay, an average between them. Now, of course, the assumption is that every single assignment is worth exactly the same amount. It contributes the same to the overall assignments. As you can see there, maybe it's worth 10% in total or something like that. So that's what we would have over here. Now, for this, so once you do this, then we can certainly find out what the grade is, right? So this would have been 90 plus 82.5 plus 83 sure, you can add all those 3s if you wanted to, okay, divided by 3, just so that you get a little bit more accuracy if you're worried and your students just want more decimal places. So this is what our mark would have been. It would have been 85 and I'll round it to 2 decimal places, percent. And that's exactly what the mark would have been over here. So that isn't surprising, and it shouldn't surprise anybody to do that. And now, how are you going to implement this? Because obviously this is very simple to do when you have one student. I mean, if you have to do this for every student, it would be annoying, but that's what people used to do back in the day. Now we have tools, okay, that can alleviate some of our pain for this. So let's take a look at this with the viewpoint, okay, of Brightspace. All right, so here it is, okay? So you can see there on the screen, it's Brightspace. Now I've only done this for one student, and notice I'm keeping everything confidential. So actually all of this is made up. So this isn't any part of any course or anything like that. And there's no students' names that you can see here. So I have here the top 4 marks, right? So I have assignment 1, 9 out of 10, assignment 2, assignment 3, you know, and assignment 4. So all of those I just did. So we know, and as you can see there, it's 85.25. Now, the ultimate question is, how did that 85.25 come out? And that's something that you are going to have to implement, okay, within Brightspace. So you will create an extra column, all right? So that particular column that you're going to have is going to be a formula column, okay? And I'm going to just show you that in just a moment. So that's what we want to be able to do. Now, if I go back to the manual side, okay, so within here, so I'm going to just go back and show that to you again. So coming back here to the manual side, I just want to show you what the process actually is. So this particular process, in order to do this, is done in this way. Now, instead of just dropping this last one and then calculating out of 3, what we can do is we can sum, okay, so we can take the sum of all of the assignments, right? So if you sum up all the assignments, assignment 1 plus assignment 2 plus assignment 3, you know, plus assignment 4. Now this obviously will count all of them. And if you want to drop the lowest one, you can subtract the minimum assignment, okay, that you have out of all of these. So out of all of the assignments, so A1, A2, A3, and A4. Now what will this do? This is going to take the sum of all of these assignments. So it's going to take 90 plus 85.5 plus 83.3 plus 80, or however more assignments you might have. So you're going to have to sum up all of them. And then what you're looking for is you want to find the minimum assignment right here, and you want to subtract it from the total. And if you do that, then you're going to get your top assignments, right? So it's going to remove one of these assignments. In this case, it's the 4th one. It doesn't have to always be the 4th one, as you know. And then all you have to do is you have to take this and divide it by 3. And it's going to give you exactly the same thing. Now, why am I showing you this? Is because this is the way that we can implement this in Brightspace. So it's a pretty clever way of just saying, let's add up everything. And all I want to do really is just drop my lowest one. So that's the minimum grade that the students got. And that minimum grade, okay, is going to be this right here. That's what we were going to be able to show. Okay, so let's go back to Brightspace, and I want to just show you how to do that. So in Brightspace, you have, okay, so as you can see here, so I've created a column. So this is a separate column from all the 4 grades columns. That particular column, okay, is going to be created by a new item, adding a new item to the grades. And so I've called it assignments, and I gave it a short name A, okay, and I want to just show you that this is based just on formula. Okay, so you're going to pick formula out. Now, if I hit edit, okay, so here's edit, and this is, you know, how it looks like. So if I look at this, so I gave it a name, so let's say assignments, right? So 3 out of 4, and I give it a short name A, which is exactly what you've seen. So this is the formula type, okay, if you're going to be creating it in your grade book. Now, I'm not assigning this to any categories, okay? I'm giving it a grade out of 100. Because it's the easiest thing to do, right? Then it's just a percentage. And then right here is what you're going to have to implement. Now I'm going to edit this formula. So I'm going to hit this because this is exactly, okay, you know, what you're going to be running into, okay, as you're working this out. Okay, so let me just shift over. Okay, so now, okay, as you can see this, let me make this smaller so you can also see me. Okay, so as you're going to be going through this. So notice I have all of this. This is exactly what I said. So we have a sum of all of the A1, A2, A3, A4, minus the minimum grade, and then divided by 3. Now you're going to divide, if you had 10 assignments and you were dropping just 1, then it's obviously going to be out of 9. And then unfortunately, you're going to have to input all of those. But you're only going to have to do that once, and it will calculate for the whole formula. So here, you know, how would you input this in? Because you might be wondering, because it's going to be empty. So the way that you do this is at the bottom, okay, you're going to hit function, okay, and first you're going to sum up all of the items that you have. So you can hit sum, you can hit start, and you can add all yours up. So I want, so assignment 1, Okay, now this is where you have to be careful. Don't put points because you want it as percent. So this is going to be percent, and then you can hit enter, and that's your first one. Then you're going to hit next term. Okay, so that's over here. And now I'm going to now put in the second assignment, assignment A2, still as percent, insert. Okay, next one, so this is going to be assignment 3, percent, insert, and then the last one, which is going to be the fourth one, and then we're going to hit insert. So those are the end. Now I'm going to hit the end button here, and it will close. So start, and then next terms end, and now I have my sum in here. Now I want to hit subtract. Okay, so now I'm also going to put, so all the way on the left hand side, I'll put a bracket, okay, over here, just so that it does it all in one step. And now I'm going to hit subtract. So that's on the right hand side. So here you can hit subtract. And now you want to find the minimum grade and you want to drop it. So you're subtracting it from there. So that's minimum. And now you can put in, so minimum, you'll start. And again, you're going to go through all of the assignments. So assignment 1, again, as percent, you're going to be dropping those next term. This is assignment 2, insert that. Then you're going to put the next one, that's 3, insert that. And then the last one, which is 4, and insert that, and then end your function. So now this is the sum of all your grades as percent. So they're all scaled to out of 100, minus your lowest grade, that's your minimum grade. Now you're going to close the bracket, so that is your numerator now, and you're going to now divide by, so this is division, okay, you can hit division here, and then again you will just divide by the total number of grades that you do want to count. Well, for us, for this example, it's going to be 3. And now you can validate, preview here, and I'm going to just insert it right off the bat. Okay, and then now you can scroll back down and you'll have this, save and close all the way at the bottom there. You don't see it because it's cut off on my recording. I also like to put, so notice on the managing, okay, so I like to manage, I'll just put points. So this is going to be out of 100. If you click this grade scheme symbol, it's also going to give you the percent, but it's already out of 100. So I don't want to see that. And then you can overwrite what students see, so you can just say, okay, points out of grade if you want that column to be shown to students. Okay, so that's up to you. Anyway, so for the student side, that's not what we're going to see. We're just going to see the managing view side. And I just want to be seeing the number of points and then the grade scheme color. So just color codes, at least this is the option that I have. So I'm going to hit save. And here it is. So as you can see there, it dropped the lowest grade and then inserted that in there for us. All right. Now, one thing is, if you want to know how to insert this extra formula item, okay, you need to insert a new item into your grades. So you're going to have to go to manage grades. Okay, I'm going to do that for you right now. All right, so here you're going to click over here, which is manage grades. Sorry, I had to cover this up just so that it's still all confidential in there. So as you hit the manage grades, okay, right there, you're going to see there's a new item in here. All right, so here is the new item. You're going to hit on formula. So that's the one that you're going to hit on in here. Give you exactly this. So that's so you can call it whatever you like. You can give it a short name so that it doesn't have that long name, okay, heading in your grades. And then you can make it out of 100. And then here's where you would input your formula. This is exactly what I have done. All right, so that is it. Okay, so for here, I hope that gives you kind of a sense on how you can create in Brightspace and drop the lowest mark, and then just create a column which averages everything out for you so that you can use it and calculate your final grades as needed. All right, so thanks for watching. Okay, we'll see hopefully maybe in future video. Okay, you can subscribe if you've found this useful. Bye everybody.